guess it's recording now. Awesome. Alright, this is actually I don't know what this is. This is the first episode of a podcast about something I haven't figured out yet. So I'm still figuring it out. Yeah. I don't know. You know what I'm going to use this for? I'm going to use this for just figuring myself out. Yeah, figure myself out. Talk to myself. Figure out what's going on in my head. I don't like this though. This feels like I'm performing for someone. This should just be about me and me only. Yeah. I got a haircut recently, which is... I don't like haircuts. I'm very self-conscious about my head. I've been told I look like Paul the Alien. Do you believe that? Paul the Alien? Which I don't mind. I mean, he's a cool cat. He's eccentric. Looks unique. The thing is, I was told to cut my hair because I look... You know when you look disheveled? When your hair is too long? And then people start thinking, hey, maybe he's off like on the deep end. Like he's just way off in the deep end. I don't know. So I figured I'd cut my hair and be normal, look normal like Howie Mandel. He's he's a normal cat. That's why he shaves his head. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody told me I should do this because it's good for your mental health as well, right? In a way. Sort things out. It's like dialectic, but you're just talking to yourself all day. Which in a lot of ways, like you're sort of... I mean, talking to yourself isn't always a sign of good... Actually, it is a good sign of mental health too, because... Yeah. Talking is good. Talking in general is good. I would say. Yeah. Somebody suggested I do arts and crafts, because arts and crafts is good for your mental health. Arts and crafts. There's all types of arts and crafts. Music is arts and crafts. Drawing is arts and crafts. Comedy is arts and crafts. Movies. Did I say movies? Writing is arts and crafts. All types of arts and crafts. Painting is arts and crafts. Arts and crafts is arts and crafts. Yeah. And the beauty, the really cool thing about arts and crafts is that anybody can do arts and crafts. Did you know that? Anybody. Arts and crafts is like an equal opportunity employer. I don't know if I'm using that right, but yeah. Anybody can do arts and crafts. Arts and crafts. From like the really tall to the really short, really smart to really dumb, any type of color. Anybody can do arts and crafts. The cool thing about arts and crafts, though, it's not like nobody keeps score in arts and crafts. It's not like, I don't know, this is my take on arts and crafts. Like, you're not really competing with anybody in arts and crafts. That's the beauty about arts and crafts. Like, it's not like sport, you know? In sport, you have, like, an opponent. Usually there's one side versus the other side. Rarely do you have like multiple opponents in like any type of sport. It's usually one opposing side versus the other opposing side. Team A versus Team B. Yeah, you might have doubles, like I don't know, like in tennis or something, but it's usually just it's binary. It's just this side versus that side, and then somebody keeps score. So it's quantitative, like it's a scoreboard that measures your ability to infringe on the opponent. I'm using big words. But yeah, it's like that's not arts and crafts. There's no scores in arts and crafts. I don't know, I don't think so. Some people say like maybe like a record like sales is a scoreboard in arts and crafts. But that's not always a good metric because it doesn't always tell you how good a piece of art is, because it's so subjective, right? Like, I mean, you can argue, well, if everybody's buying it, then it must be it's good, right? But you're not competing with anybody though. It's not like if somebody gets $1 million worth of sales for their album one day, and another person in another genre of music makes, I don't know, 2 million. Unless you're versing somebody else in your, but even so, it doesn't make sense. You can still like both artists, right? That doesn't make any sense. Where are they going with this? Yeah, arts and crafts. Arts and crafts is cool. Maybe we can do it. Arts and crafts. Arts and crafts. It even sounds silly when you say it. Arts and crafts. Sounds juvenile, doesn't it? Childish, even. Ugh. Arts and crafts. Yeah, art is cool though. The thing is, because it's so subjective, the price of something is so like, I mean, it depends on whatever a person's willing to pay for it, really. Right? I mean, something could be worth $0 or $1 million. It's all contingent on what the person who perceives your art to be it worth. But it's not like you're competing with anybody, though, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not like sport. Like, in sports, like, there's opponents. Like, you're trying to defeat a person. But then some would say, oh, how about like rap, right? You got like ops, like the opposition. I don't know, man. That stuff doesn't turn out so well either, though. I mean, feuds somebody ends up dying or something. Or it gets kind of nasty. But it's good for like sales. If all parties are just playing a role, like it isn't real, it's just for theatrics, then I can see why someone will like play into the whole opposition thing. People like good guys, bad guys. People like choosing sides, which is cool. I guess it only works in music, right? If you create like what's it saying? Like if you don't have purpose, create an enemy or something. Guess you have one. I don't know. But you don't get that in other art. Like you wouldn't get that like in. Like think of like a solitary. Well, rap is also a solitary endeavor too. I don't know. That's strange. Rap is weird. Like stand-up isn't like that. You don't get that in stand-up comedy. It's not like if you don't get stand-up beefs. I don't know. Like you don't have people going on stage and then like calling out other comedians. Because nobody goes to a show because the reaction's different, right? I mean, you go to a show to laugh, not to hear. I don't know. Words of, I mean, you don't go there to hear some sort of exchange between this comic and other comic. You know, unless it's some sort of roast battle, but even still, like, there's no acrimony. Like, there's no, I don't know. Right? Rap, I get, because, like, music is different. Because, like, music, you don't get just one reaction. Like, you're not just trying to laugh at a song. Like, it's supposed to move you in a way, and the person who sings or raps over it is also conveying some sort of story or some imagery into your head. Yeah. You get a whole host of emotions in a song, right? It's not like stand-up. Stand-up is just like laughter, laughter, laughter. No laughter, then it doesn't work. Laughter, then it works. It's pretty black and white. Stand-up is pretty. Music is a little different though. But you don't get that in film. Film does the same thing. I don't know, it's a different medium. I don't know. Where are they going with this? Yeah, arts and crafts. Arts and crafts is cool. Everybody should do it. It's good for your head. Arts and crafts. What else did I do today? I went to the gym today, which is good. Got my endorphins, dopamine, serotonins, electrodes, something erasers. I don't know. Throwing some chemicals in there, some neurotransmitters. And I'm feeling good. Feeling great. How about you? Ugh. Alright, some notes here. What was I going to talk about? You ever like run into like a person from your past, or you see them, and you don't know, especially if like there's a lot of, not even a lot of, I guess there's a lot of history there, but yeah, I ran into a person, not even ran into her, I saw her, I don't want to say her name. There's enough nonsense and despair and sadness out there, so yeah, I saw her at the mall, we went. I went to the same high school as her. I thought. I mean, we were friends. Yeah. What was weird is that like I saw her, and you know when like all the emotions of when that time like they come like all that like it's like deja vu like it all those recollections everything comes back to you again. Like you start feeling all the same emotions, which is strange, man. I haven't seen her like in more than a decade. I mean, more than a decade, even more than that, really. I haven't spoken in way more than a decade. For good reason. For good reason. Yeah. I'm what you call a good boy. Yeah. I'm a very, my mama's boy. Sonny's a good, oh, that's my name, by the way. My name is Sonny. Sonny with an O. Yeah, I'm a mama's boy. Some would say a very lazy mama's boy. Some would say a very useless mama's boy. Yeah, I'm difficult. It's not even so much as I'm difficult at him. I'm just very, I don't know. Some would say I'm a little eccentric. I'm going off on a tangent here. Yeah, back to this young woman that I recall from high school. Like, I wanted to say something, like I stopped, but I'm like, probably not, considering how I left things. Probably not. Although I wanted to, just to say, but probably not. I'm probably a stressor for a lot of people. Just looking at me. But, yeah. I remember like, all the emotions came back because, like my heart started jumping out of my chest again. You know, like when you get like a, you know, when you get like a crush, your chest starts fluttering. Yeah, I liked her back then. I liked her a lot. But then again, I mean, I should put, yeah, I should say first. The thing is, I suffer from like, how do I say this? You know, like Romeo and Juliet disease? Like extreme infatuation. Like extreme. Some would say a little imbalanced. Yeah. I don't know. Part of it was that she was just nice to me. Yeah, she was very nice. Very warm too. She's very affectionate. And a bit of a wallflower too. She doesn't like a lot of attention on her. Yeah, that's not good, eh? People always say like too much, like falling head over heels isn't good. You know that? Like, where did I read that once? Some philosopher. Like you shouldn't love. Like there is such a thing as extreme infatuation. It's not good either. You become blind to other things. It's not good. But then again, I was young back then. I was teenager. I don't know, young adult. So hopefully this can be heard. I don't know. I mumble a lot too. Yeah. Yeah. She's a completely different person now, though. She looked the same, which is, I would say, impressive. Pretty impressive. Saw a ghost. Saw a ghost from my past. Ghost from Christmas past. Literally a ghost, because she was so pale. She is so pale. Yeah. Very pale. She was like, to use an analogy, she's like two elements that came together, right? Maybe complementary opposites, I don't know. And then you get a new element, if that makes any sense. She's like Ice Spice. You know how ice is like one element, and then spice is like hot, spicy, and then you put them together and you get this new thing, which is what she is, right? Ice Spice has a very unique look about her. Very, what's the word? Otherworldly, exotic, alien, if you will. Yeah. That makes any sense. That's what she was. That's who the girl was from my... I should probably just give her like a name that nobody knows. Let's call her, Call her Sammy. Yeah. No. Let's call her Fez. Fez. She'll know. Oh, she probably didn't see this, but I say Fez because she used to always sing. She used to also sing the song to that '70s show, like hanging out. Yeah, she was really into that, and her favorite character was Fez, foreign exchange student. I think she called me that a few times. I'm not even sure. Yeah, Fez. What was I going with this? Yeah, she was nice. I was very mean. Yeah, she's nice. She's like a mom now too. I mean, she's a whole. That's the thing. I mean, I looked at her and I thought like maybe we could, but like whatever person that was, that's the thing. Like people change. Well, yeah, people change, but I mean, part of you see obviously something of you stays consistent throughout whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but like there's something about you that stays the same, right? Not you don't completely change, right? I mean, there's some core element of you, whatever that is. Maybe it just grows to a different version. Or not a different version, just a bigger version. I don't know. But part of you stays the same. Like I don't know. But yeah, like she's not the same person as she was more than I mean, years of yeah. That sucks when it's good too, though. Sucks because yeah, things change, which is good, right? Things have to change. If they didn't, I mean, if you can't handle change and say that there's something wrong, something wrong. But yeah, she's probably a different person. She's a completely different person. She has a whole bunch of responsibilities. She has kids. She's like married. Just like a family. She has actual responsibilities. I have zero responsibilities. She has she has like mouths to feed. She has human beings she's responsible for. I'm a man child. Yeah. Yeah, all those memories just seeing just sort of flooded back. But also good that I didn't say anything because I feel like I'd probably fall back into that same state of mind because like I'm susceptible to like those emotions. Part of it has to do with like I don't know. I feel like if because all she did was just show me not even much attention, just being nice, and my brain was like dopamine fire, like which means I have like a very low starting point. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't get enough. Maybe I didn't get enough growing up. Yeah, extreme infatuation. That's all you really get at the end, really though. Just whatever memory you had of a person. Yeah. Which is cool, right? I mean, you get to keep that. Which is better, because like for all I know, it could be you could come across a person who's completely different in a way that you may not like anymore either. I mean, some people change so much that you don't even like who they are now. So maybe the memory is better than who they were. Yeah. Yeah, but it was probably best I don't say anything to her. I've burned quite a few bridges. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not bad. Nobody's bad. That's the thing too. I was reading about it the other day. Like, does evil exist? Evil doesn't exist. Nobody's evil. People are just, I don't know, damaged. Like, if you can make the connection between like your brain and behavior, then this whole like, I don't know. Nobody's intrinsically bad. Like nobody's intrinsically evil. Yeah, I was taught that in school. Not really taught that, but we were just sort of like it was implied. Do you have any idea what type of school I went to? I went to Father, I have sinned. You know those schools? The Amen. You know those schools? Those schools? The Father, I have sinned schools? I don't know. That's not good. Being taught that you have like there's something wrong with like intrinsically wrong with you from birth. Like you're not born with like sin. I don't know. I don't want to go into that. I don't want to. People have their beliefs. They're entitled to it. Whatever. I don't know. I don't like. My take is like I feel like it's like too much. It doesn't give you a realistic view of the human condition. You know what I'm talking about? Like people are so vast. Like even a single person is so like so complicated. Like nobody's all bad or all good. Nobody's actually like that. Yeah, and the idea that you should scare someone into doing something good, I don't like that either. It's not. I don't think it's. I don't know. It's my take. I don't think it's healthy, but belief has its place too. I mean, religion has its place for some people. So yeah. Why was I talking about religion? Oh yeah, because I didn't eat all day today until like midday. You ever do that? Like you just forget to eat. See that ties in back to my extreme infatuation. Is like I forget. Like I'm so lost in other things. Like I get so lost in something outside of me rather than really understanding what's going on inside that I forget to do things like eating or drinking water. You know. Which is kind of strange. Like why would I say, like imagine fasting is a strange thing to me because like I remember in school we did this thing where you had to like fast for like 48 hours or something like in solidarity for other people who were like starving around the world or something like that. I always find that's odd. Like how does subjecting yourself to that in any way, I guess it's meant to like make you empathic or make you appreciate what they're, but how does that change? It's like, I don't know. How do I use it? Like I was thinking this the other day, like it's like somebody was like, who got diagnosed with cancer and then you subject yourself to like chemotherapy to feel what, like, I don't understand. Maybe that's not a good analogy. Maybe I'm doing a disservice to people who actually have cancer right now. I probably shouldn't do that. But, I don't know, like, fasting is like, do you know how angry people get when they're hungry? Like, wars are fought in parts of the world because there's no food. Because they're so angry. Like, think about how irritable you get when you don't even eat for a few hours. And imagine that protracted for like days. I don't know. To fast? Why would you? And that's the thing. Like, it's one thing to not eat because you don't have any food. Okay, I get that. But to purposely fast? I don't get that. Like, why would you subject yourself to unnecessary pain? I don't know. You're just gonna put yourself in a state of mind where you're just like irritable and angry. Notice how all the religions that like espouse that are like, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I probably shouldn't talk about that, but like all the places that espouse fasting or I don't know, fasting. There was a diet that used to like, wasn't the keto diet the diet where you have to like fast for half a day and then you eat and it does something to your metabolism? I don't know. That's crazy. You know what they should have done? They should have done a study where people who use keto during the day or the afternoon or whatever, like how they behave behind the wheel, for example, right? Wouldn't that be interesting? Think about like an incredibly hungry individual stuck in traffic after a long day who hasn't eaten all day. I would love to see like what percentage of people who are experiencing road rage were also on the keto diet. That'd be interesting. Because you get short-tempered when you're hungry, man. It's not good. Your brain isn't working on... Like, you need nutrients to function. Right? Fasting. On the subject of fasting, though, there was a story the other day, which I found hilarious. Hilarious, but sad, because Yeah, it's sad. But it was kind of funny, because here's the thing, like, there was a pastor in Africa, right? Who decided to emulate Christ and fast for 40 days and 40 nights. He ended up passing away, ended up dying. Starved to death. But it goes back to, like, why would you do that? Not only why would you do that, but, like, why would you do that in a place where historically there hasn't been a lot of food to begin with? Right? I mean, isn't isn't everybody kind of fasting in parts of Africa? Isn't that like sort of the deal you get in some parts? Like it's isn't like fasting just sort of like default status? Like everybody's just kind of not eating. I don't know. This guy decided to double down on not eating in the land of not eating. Right? Jeez. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny though. You're gonna fast in the land of fast. Don't eat in the land of don't eating. To prove what point exactly? I don't know. Everybody's fasting. I don't know. Maybe it's a generalization. They said Africa. They didn't even say a specific place. So, going with the article. They do say that people like who eat less live longer though. But like, why would you want to live a life where you're just constantly hungry? Just be angry. It would be fun to be around. Well, the opposite isn't true. I mean, the opposite isn't good either. I mean, you shouldn't gorge. You shouldn't be eating like satiate. Like, you shouldn't be eating just for the sake of eating either, right? You should just be eating just to satiate your needs and then move on, right? Yeah, subjecting yourself to like unnecessary pain. It's not good. I wonder if people who fast, like, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure like if you fast, like I'm pretty sure you're an extremist in other areas too. I don't know. I feel like if you subject yourself to like unnecessary pain, you probably like do the same thing like in relationships as well. Right? We all know that person. Like I've been that person. Like you stay somewhere or stay with a person who harms you, but you still stay for some strange reason. Because you feel like you not even deserve it, but it's just normal for you. Like it's subjecting yourself to hurt. It's not good. Yeah. It's not good at all. Fasting. Yeah, a lot of religions espouse that, eh? Like, not eating for like X number of days. Or, I don't know. I'd say just eat. If you're hungry, just eat. Why would you do that? I mean, what am I doing? I don't know. Fasting. Fasting. What else did I do today? I went to a movie. Oh, that was good. The movie was good. So I saw, spoiler alert, well, I don't know, if you haven't seen the movie, then I suggest you not seeing this part, but I suggest you don't see it. Because I'm going to say some things that, like, will probably blow a lot of minds if they haven't seen it already, but, like, I saw Cocaine Bear. Dude, that is a really layered movie, by the way. They said it's based on true events and true stories, but, like, the way that movie was done, like it made you like think about not only about the war on drugs, but like how it affected one group versus the other, if that makes any sense. I mean, the premise is pretty simple. I mean, there's a bear, a black bear, which is very important that it's a black bear, not a brown bear. Again, this is an allusion to something else, but it's a black bear that got its hands on cocaine, right? The cocaine was dropped into its quote-unquote neighborhood or jungle or forest, as you will. Or, as I like to call it, an urban jungle, right? Which I caught. Which is kind of cool. And then it didn't know what it was, and then it ate it, and then it just became hooked on it. This black bear. This female black bear. Yeah. That movie was really good. So, like, the female black bear gets hooked on the cocaine, goes crazy, just looking for it everywhere, just fiending for it. In this urban jungle, this forest that it resides in. That's policed by a park ranger, right? I mean, that could represent the cops, or... And then you have all these, like, other deplorable characters, like these drug dealers, drug users, thieves. For the most part, we're really, like, they were all they were all white. Like they were all like, I don't know if I can say that. I mean, I don't know, but they were all. I could say white. I can say white. Yeah, white. Why can't I say white? They were white. Yeah, most of them were white. All the characters, except for like one, like the cop, like this cop, like for the solving the murder or drug. He was like he was a it was a black guy, but like he was also white. That makes sense. Like he was like, because this is like the backdrop of this is like during like a drug war, right? I think it's like the 80s or 70s, judging from the fashion. But like he's also like quote unquote white. Like he's conservative. He's like Clarence Thomas, like of the like if that were like the sorry. If that were the character, like he would like he's like Clarence, like the Ronald Reagan. So even though he's like he looks black, like he's culturally white. Like all the the kids that were like robbing and trying to like rob people or drug money or trying to find coke. They were all like like those dirty white kids that have like greasy hair. They have like a bohemian look to them. Right? Like they don't have, I don't know, they have like rat hair, like they have like a rat tail, like a mullet or some what have you. They're like what's that movie? You know, Clockwork Orange? Like they were like those kids. Like just a band of sociopaths. And then there were these two guys who were actual like drug dealers. Or yeah, I think they were drug, and they were trying to like retrieve all this like lost product out of the forest that got dropped in there. They represented something else too, but they were all like, for the most part, like all the people who were victims of this bear were like pretty well-to-do characters, and they were all white. Yeah, they were all white. Like they were all white. Yeah. Which is kind of it goes back to what I was talking about. Like it's like a microcosm of the drug war. Like all these characters were profiting off of it, like the drug dealers, like the thieves, the police, for example. But then the effect of it, like at the other end of it was this like poor black bear who I think represented like a single, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, and I don't want to sound like I made too much of a stretch here. I think she represented the female black was like a single black mother, because she also had two cubs who also got hooked on the product, which is crazy. Because I don't know if you guys remember the crack epidemic, but they were like crack babies. When they got like when crack got flooded into like the streets of like I think it was South LA, like somewhere in Compton. I don't know the reference, but somewhere in LA. And then a lot of these neighborhoods got like devastated, like generationally. Which is crazy because like the bear got it, then the cubs got into the same stuff, and then they were also hooked on it too. And then it's juxtaposed to like these two kids, right? These two white kids, like two little white kids whose mom is like a nurse, right? And then they stumble upon this bear. They get stuck with this bear. But their mom is like this upper middle class white woman, and she's like taking care of the kid. Like she goes out of her way to find her two children who are lost in the forest. She's willing to kill people to get her kids back. Which is the same as this black bear, right? Like the black bear is also doing everything it can to protect its cubs too. But there's a scene in the movie where they're like the cubs are trying to get to the cocaine, and then one of the dealers like screw you, like he didn't want to lose his product, so he's like, I'm not giving any of my product to these cubs. And then like the other character's like, hey dude, just give it to the cubs, who cares? And I'm thinking like, wow, you're gonna give cocaine to like baby bear cubs? I don't know. It's crazy. Wild. Well, long story short, I mean like the two kids, their mom was a nurse. They end up leaving. They're all healthy. They get treated. And they leave, and they end up leaving the urban jungle, right? They end up leaving the urban, going back to civilization, right? Whereas the bear, the black bear, and the two black cubs, they're still hooked on the substance, and they're still stuck in the forest, or the urban jungle, so to speak. It's kind of crazy. That's what I caught from it anyway. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good though. Cocaine Bear. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Really, really is. What should I call this thing? What should I call this podcast? BigHead? Call it BigHead? Call it BigHead Podcast. My head's so big. I like this color that I'm wearing today. It's not pink, but it's fuchsia. Fuchsia. Isn't it weird how we associate like certain colors with like just genders? You know, I was reading the other day that pink for a while was actually associated with like boys, and like powder blue was with girls, because pink was like pink was always, it was associated with boys in the like turn of the early 20th century, or because they associated pink with red, and red with like romance, which is like a very like strong emotional, whereas like powder blue was more like, I don't know, not as emotive, but like very passive, and they associated with. Isn't that strange? Like society just one day just decides to like associate one color with a gender, and another color with another gender, and then that's it. Now that association's stuck in our head. Before that, it wasn't even a thing. Like nobody even thought of like it was just a neutral color. It had no connotation associated with it. Isn't that wild? Pink wasn't always associated with like the female or the woman or anything effeminate, really. Like it was just sort of created like that, which is screw it. We'll do it live. Screw it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Yeah, I cut off. I don't know. What was I getting into again? Yeah, colors. Whatever. What of it? What of colors? What of it? I don't know. See what's going on in the world of Twitter. Twitter. What's going on in Twitter? Twitterland? Jake Paul. Oh, everybody's a Jake Paul fan. Oops, what did I do? Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into boxing. I don't know. I'm not really into sports either, really. Doesn't appeal to me that much. I can understand it. I mean, that's not true. That's not true. I used to be really into football, like American football. Like during the Bledsoe era. I even remember the game that he got hit so hard and he got knocked out of field, and then Brady came in, who was like this unknown player. Like he came out of nowhere, and then that was it. That was sort of the end of. That was literally the end of the Bledsoe era. That hit. That's what started. That hit is what started Brady's career, which is wild. It's kind of crazy. That is weird, eh? Because he was like, I mean, I don't know if he was relatively, he was relatively unknown. And then Bledsoe was also he was a huge quarterback at the time. Brady was living in the shadows, and then that's it. And that hit, and then he just sort of took off. But yeah, other than football, I mean, I was also why do I keep doing that? I need to stop doing that. Yeah, I was also into, what else was I into? I don't know. What's new? What's new in the world? There's just that balloon stuff. That's a distraction. Eh? Isn't that strange? Like, I mean, isn't it weird how a balloon, the only way to fight inflation is to pop a Chinese balloon? Hilarious. The balloon is responsible for the inflation. I don't know. Things do suck now, though, for a lot of people. I mean, food prices are through the roof. But what can you do? What can you do? You can work longer hours. You can work longer hours. Or you can grow your own food. That works too. Alright, just grow your own food. Screw it. Oh, that story about Dilbert is kind of funny too. Did you guys see that? The cartoonist who's responsible for making Dilbert. I don't know if anybody actually read that. I mean, that's like something your parents would have read. Who even reads the news? Who buys the newspaper anymore? I mean, talk about a dying medium. So this guy lost his job. Of course. I mean, you work for the paper. But, he goes off into some sort of tirade about blaming... Oh, he's lost his job because of... I don't know, I think it was black people. Oh, he thought that he was... thought black people were too dangerous or something, or some other... I think it's just a guy who's just like, I don't know. He can't come to terms with, like, loss, you know? That's what usually happens when somebody's like, when you lose something you don't really have control over, you look for some sort of like external reason that has nothing to do with it. You see that on both sides. I mean, whatever race, quote unquote race, you belong to, you usually typically see that. You tend to look for like some sort of reason, some sort of. When in actuality, I mean, you lost your job because, I mean, nobody reads. Why would anybody buy a paper for a comics? I mean. Just the changing times, man. Blaming an external... What is that called? External locus of control. It's weird, though, because he's a white guy, and he's, like, blaming... He feels like his job or thing was taken away from him, like... But it's such a weird reaction to have. I think it was, like, his video post or... Twitter was, or something was like him saying like black people are too dangerous. They're too, like you should stay away from them if you're like a white person or something. I don't know. I feel like it's just a guy who's at the end of his rope and he's just looking for, like he's just frustrated. I'm not defending the guy. He probably said some. I mean, he said some racist stuff, but like, I think he's going out like a Kramer. Like that's a Kramer. Definitely a Kramer move. I don't know. I think it's funny. Oh. What else has been going on? Not much, other than the, yeah, it's just the Chinese balloon stuff. Not much. I haven't been paying attention much. I'm on Twitter all day. I mean, I'd give you my Twitter handle, but it's insane. The type of stuff I write on there would be like, no thank you! No thank you, you cook! You cook! Keep your manifesto to yourself there, eh, Sonny? Keep it to yourself there, buddy. I don't know. I like Twitter though. I like it because it's great. It's a great way to just see your thoughts. Because you know how like sometimes people have like a hard time writing because they feel like they have to write something or because then you start filtering yourself, right? Twitter is like it's in a strange way where you can just sort of just blurt out whatever is actually going on in your head. So you get an actual... Like, you can actually see what's going on, like, in the inner recess of somebody's psyche. Which is good and bad, but, like, I don't know. I think everything should be out in the open, to tell you the truth. You don't really know who a person is until... Which is better. Wouldn't you want that? I want to know who a person really is. I don't care if it's bad, good. I don't care. I just want to know where they are, where they stand. I mean, how are you going to improve if you're hiding who you are? Right? Well, that's what I was saying before. Like, there's no good or evil. Like, there's no one's evil. No one's intrinsically. People do horrible things. Very horrible. And it's hard to, like, separate the person from the behavior. But, like, the only way that I see is, like, it's like a sickness, really. I mean, like, no one would, like, rationally... Who would do something that would be harmful to themselves and others? It doesn't even make any sense. Like, logically, it doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, it doesn't make any... Like, why would you do something that would be harmful, not only to other people, to yourself as well? Now, you may be arguing, well, not necessarily. Some people do things that just harm other people and it benefits them. Not really, though. Not really. I mean, maybe you get away with it, right? Maybe you go your whole life and you get away with it. Hmm. Yeah. But it still creates issues for everyone around you. It's not like it's not like you exist. I don't know. It's not like you exist outside of everybody else and the interactions they have. Like even if you are like a complete douche, if you live an isolated existence, like eventually it's gonna. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. I mean, some people get away with pretty horrible things. Some pretty horrible things. Which goes to show you, I don't think that's probably proof positive that there's no universal good or evil either. Like there's no. But then the argument is that well, then why not just do whatever you want, whatever you want? But then because you live in a society with people. Who says that? You live in a society with people. You really can't. I mean, there's only so much you can do to another. There's only so much like horrible things you can do before people begin like, hey, like we gotta get rid of this guy. That's the thing, right? Because you don't want to do something where you put a target on your back either. Like you have to live in a way where you're like well liked, at least. But you could be well liked, but still be like a deplorable person. Like that's the thing too. I don't know. You can be charming, in fact, and be a horrible person. That's like a lot of cult leaders. I wish I was a cult leader. Maybe I will eventually. This thing works out. I think I got the gift of gab. Huh? The gift of gab? Gab. The gift of talking. Yeah. Talking is cool, man. Talking is powerful, bro. What am I saying? I say bro. So it's not even in here. Yeah, talking is cool, man. It's cool. Talking is great. It's how you get to know another person. Talking is how you get to know another person. Language. Words. Thoughts form in your head. They become words. The words travel from your head, through your mouth, into the ears of the receiver. This person then interprets these words and emotes. I don't know. Language is cool. Language. I don't know, maybe I should cut this thing short. It's the first one. It's dirt now because it got cut off. I don't know. What was I going to call this again? BigHead? BigHead podcast? I don't know. I gotta think of a name. Something that says easy. I don't know. BigHead. I want something clever though, right? Or it has to be something that also would like evokes. Like I want something positive. Like when you hear the title, you're like, oh, that's a nice name. Like it even. Like, you know how certain words just automatically set you up for a good feeling? Right? Like, even the word happy, like, you know what the definition is, so you automatically think, oh, happy. Right? I'm happy. Happy. The Happy Podcast? No, that's kind of cheesy. That's corny. I don't know, I need a name. How about just BigHead? I'm a BigHead. I talk a lot. I think a lot too. Paul the Alien. That's who I am. Paul the Alien. That was a good movie though. Aliens. Would you ever sleep with an alien? Probably. I'd sleep with an alien. Create like a Drake or an Ice Spice. They're the future, by the way. I think I'm going a little too far. I should probably shut up. Probably keep my mouth shut. Yeah, this is it. This is episode 1 of BigHead. We'll go with BigHead. BigHead!